We're away.
How's the week been, mate?
We are away. Yeah, not so bad. Obviously, I was off. It's off Monday. So this weekend, so obviously broke up from school now. So yeah, it was like nice long weekend really. Chilling with him, did a few bits, got out for a walk, took him crazy golf drive range and stuff like that. So yeah, it was nice. And yesterday was on a training course, got leadership that I'm doing work. So yeah, that was a long day, as you probably know when you're learning. It fries your brain a little bit, doesn't it? But you know what I mean. You're locked in there trying to learn on like Teams on the computer. But no, it was enjoyable. There's a few things I could take from it. I could probably throw them your way as well. That might be useful. A couple of things. But, back to it today. So yeah, decent yourself.
All right, mate. These aren't connected, by the way. That's fine. That's why I can hear you. Doesn't matter. It's fine.
You can do it on settings. You can do it on the settings, can't you?
Yeah. Well, apologies to anyone that's watching if there's any noise interference.
Right.
It'll be okay. I'll talk about with it in a minute. How am I doing? Tired this week. I've got a lot going on at the minute though. The kitchen's being done, hasn't it? So we've got I didn't realise it's been about 6 weeks, and it's not really sit in the lounge at the minute because we've got kitchen stuff in the lounge. My office is full of boxes. I'm probably starting to. Probably Sunday, Monday. I was just feeling a bit overwhelmed, tired. But I was recognising I was starting to feel burnout. Biggest telltale sign for burnout for me, and for anyone that's listening, it's not just tiredness with burnout. It's other areas like when you've got too much on your plate. I find with me, my brain is asking me for a way out rather than looking at the systems that I've got in place at the minute. So like my typical week is I've got my coaching business. I do contract work, which is locum work, which is essentially self-employed. I do that 4 days a week. I'm doing the house up as well. The kitchen's being done at the minute. And I've still got to try and make time for my own well-being as well. So I've obviously got a lot going on at the minute. And I'd probably say, Monday, it's those self-doubt issues that start, or that little mind chatter in the back of your mind again. It's like it's looking for a way out. It senses that something's not going quite right because I've got a lot of things going on at the minute. So it's chatting away to me. So it's like with the coaching, for example. I love doing it. I love providing all the support. And it does. I think it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, which is fine. I'm showing up all the time and providing support for people. And I was finding because the group's blowing up so much, quite a lot. It's obviously taking.
It is overwhelming, isn't it?
I think the reason I've been becoming I think certainly in the last week, I think the reason I felt a bit crappy was because there's so many members joining the group, and I wanted to divide. I'm trying to divide I'm trying to answer everybody, and I can't respond to everybody. So it's just recognizing that I'm still here, but if if my well-being is not being looked after, I can't help you guys. I can't help anybody else out there. It's the same with the contract work. If my own well-being is not right, if I'm not switched on, how can I provide the best support for the people? So yeah, I in terms of burnout. So number one, for me, it's like looking at your systems and tweaking things. And it's kind of like, right, well, I had that on Monday. I had a chat with you, didn't we? We were sending each other a few voice notes. I was like, I think I'm just going to take a few days off something. Whereas I think certainly in the past, I didn't really have a great awareness of burnout in the past. I just found tools with something and I wouldn't go back to it. So, for example, like with the coaching, I'll be like, oh, well, I've got my locum work coming in, contract work. I'll just sack the coaching off. I've got income coming in. No, but that's what I enjoy. I enjoy doing the coaching. It's like you're not looking at the full picture. Like what's going wrong in you? Why are you overwhelmed? What's the actual problem? And I said to you on Monday, I said, right, I'm just gonna have a couple of days where, apologies to anyone in the group that's watching. I'm going to send a message later. I just have to have a few days of me time, just sort of kicking back and relaxing. And I thought I'll just try and work out what. Say again. Sorry, mate.
I was basically I was going to echo that and basically say that I mentioned to you that you needed to take a few days out, and last week I think you said you were working till 9, 10 o'clock, weren't you? A few nights as well.
From 8 a.m. in the morning.
Kitchen. That's it, and starting early, and I thought, sort of seeing it there, the little flags, and I thought, you're close there, and then the group just went boom.
It blew up.
Like so many members, and and I said, you can't respond to everyone. You built that community up there now, so that's there. Obviously, if you need more admins or whatever it is. Obviously, I can help out now and again with things, like work or Lewis or whatever it is, but you can't do everything. And I think it goes back to on yesterday's training that I was doing. We've been given a task of delegation. Now you've got your own business and you're doing a lot of the work yourself, and I think it's just built up with the kitchen, with home life, with building this group up. It's just been amazing what you've done, and it's just come to a point, hasn't it, where you're like, I need to slow down a little bit.
Well, yeah. You couldn't have summarised that any better, mate. It's exactly it. Like for the last 6 weeks, get up in the morning. I like getting up in the morning, and what I'll do, because of the layout's open plan downstairs, the lounge in the dining room. Obviously you've seen it loads of times, but I'm going to sit I've got a little, you've seen my little corner where my vinyl player is. So I've got a little corner, haven't I, with my vinyl player. And then I've got like a little mustard sofa. And every morning I'll go and have a coffee there and I'll just look out the window. Well, I haven't been able to do that for 6 weeks. So I'm getting up in the morning and all I can do is make a coffee, come back up to my office, sit in my office and start the day off. And it's like, it's fine for a few weeks, but then again, it's going back to your system on Monday. I was like, well, what am I not doing at the minute? Well, I haven't trained for 3 weeks. I haven't been to that's probably a couple of weeks. Sorry, I have trained because I've been to Judy's work. I have trained, so I have not done my weight training, but I've done other training. But I like my routine of going to my gym, my other gym, 3 days a week, doing my weights. So I haven't been doing that. So that's going to add fuel to the burnout cycle. I haven't been doing. I usually try and get some steps in at lunch. I haven't been dedicating enough time to that. Like you said, I probably use too much phone time at night as well because I'm trying to be there for everybody. So what I need to really do, and this is the same for everybody. You really need to focus on yourself as well, because it's the same. It's the same with everything breaks down if you're not looking with burnout. you add more fuel to the burnout fire if you're not looking after yourself and you're not looking after your own well-being. And like I said, everything else will break down. And again, it's like, because I'm good at recognizing the signs now. I'm kinder to myself. I'm like, well, this is what I've said the last few days now. I've been like, well, do you know what? I've got a lot going on. I'm doing a lot, so that's fine. Validated that. It's like, be a bit kinder to yourself. Yeah, just allow yourself. I was like, I'll probably, like I've said to myself, I probably won't go back and do my weights this week. I'll probably just take it a bit easier this week. Not work as late. Like I said, I've had a few days off now. I'm gonna pop a post on the group a bit. I'll get back into my weights next week. I know my kitchen's pretty much finished this week, so I know that there's going to be some more normality. I can sort of get back into my routine again. But the thing with burnout, it's like it's again, it's something that we will continue to experience throughout our lives. It's like it's not just to do with work, really. Work's part of it. Like you said before, you said you've got a lot going on with your work and your personal life. So you're merging the two together. You kind of and you know, even for like, I think carers as well, like not just formal carers, but informal carers. You know, like caring for like you. You got, you know, you have Lewis at the weekends, don't you? You know, and it's like, that takes a lot of your time, doesn't it? And then you're back at work again on the Monday, and it's ensuring that you go back into your routine on Monday. You know, you've got your running club, you do your weights, and I think if you weren't doing that, you weren't doing the things that you love, you are going to start adding more fuel to the burnout cycle, aren't you?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Come on.
Yeah. Basically, echoing that. I just feel like, when I'm not going to the gym or getting the steps in, walking, having that fresh air, it does build up. And the one we all think sometimes, some of us think we're invincible, and it won't happen to us. And that's where you need to take a step back, like you said, have a bit of me time, and know that you are enough for what you're doing, and resting is productive as well, because that gives you energy and fuel for the week or the days ahead. So can't be constantly just draining you back. You need to fill your own cup up, don't you, before pouring into others. So
you've got to be open about that as well. Like you've got to make sure that you communicating that, because for me, my biggest plus with burnout is self-care. And how do you manage your own self-care? Well, if you're not communicating to other people that I need a few days off, or even declining requests as well. Sorry, I can't show up today. Or if somebody asks you to do something, I've got enough on at the minute. I'm really sorry. I need to kind of just look after myself. Like you said to me yesterday, I didn't really need to ask you. You kind of said to me, "You still up for doing the podcast tonight?" I was like, "Yeah," because I've kind of had them few days now where, because I think as well, like we were having some problems with the painting, because like we've had the kitchen fitted and we have various other bits done, and there's been I'm like, oh bloody hell, we're gonna have to repaint again. And then like it just becomes like, on top of everything else, it's like you've just added another layer to more problems I feel like I've got at the minute. And then all of a sudden it's like, if you let yourself get overwhelmed by that, I'm like, hang on a minute, I'm just gonna pump the brakes. I'm just gonna have a few days off a few things. I can afford to just reduce my workload for a couple of days because I know I can get back to it. Because, like I said, if I don't reduce something, you just become overwhelmed, you become burnt out, and it affects you mentally, doesn't it? So it's all part of your self-care. So I'll be back into a routine next week. You know what, Johnny? It's okay to sort of fall off the horse once in a while. We're human at the end of the day. We've all got other commitments, like work commitments, and like I said, some people have to care for loved ones. And then you've got children on top of that, and sometimes it's all right. It's like you can't be perfect. And anyone that tells you, oh, you've got to be perfect, it's talking rubbish.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think it's you look at social, you look at life around us, and it is fast paced. Everything's happening now. You can order something online, it'll come the next day. It's just, you don't have to wait for anything. Everything's at a touch of a button, sort of thing, and that's how people see that. They think, oh, that's how life has to be. I read something once. I was listening to something one time. It was like, we're human beings. We're not human doings. You know what I mean? Just being and just slowing down and being silent. And again, it probably comes back to your thoughts and feelings. It's just taking it steady. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah.
I think the last week you've just gone bum 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 bum, and you've rolled into the next thing, and you're like.
Do you know what else it is as well? I've got traits like perfectionism behavior as well. So because it's a new kitchen, and I want, even cause like I said, there's stuff that's had to be stored in the lounge, and I was going around inspecting everything because there's been marks in some places in the lounge, and then it's kind of like the paintings are obviously chipped paint, and with me being like, I want everything to be perfect all the time. I don't want any margin of error. And normally in the past I'd have a meltdown over that. But it's like now I've had a few days to process it again, and that's important. Reflecting on things, it's like, oh, you know what, shit happens. It's normal. Can't expect it to be perfect. It's at the end of the day, it can be rectified. I think it's the same with work in particular. I think, especially like people with perfectionism behaviour, they're quite they're quite prone to burnout because they don't allow a lot of margin and error. And just what sort of reinforce something like, it's like, well, we are human, we are fallible, we are going to make mistakes. It's part of life,
Yeah.
Well, if you don't think like that, you're going to continue to add more fuel to your burnout cycle, or burnout to the burnout fire. Sorry, for the foreseeable. So, I think for me, number one is it's all about self-care.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to. It's all about self.
You've got to make time for it. Like we've pointed out several things with me there. Got the house renovation. I've got the coaching business. I've got the contract work, relationship. So where did I fit into that? My own time. I didn't make time for it, did I? So why was I getting burnt out? Because I wasn't making any time for my own self-care, which I've recognised. And that, like I said, that's fine. As long as you can recognise. If you're not recognising that, you're adding more fuel to your burnout fire. So I've recognised that, and I've said to myself, this week, I'm just going to reduce my workload a bit. I'll do my training session with Judy's on Saturday, as I've been doing in her gym. I'll get back to my routine and my gym next week. I've been getting more steps in this week, which is good. I've got the walk planned on Sunday. And just be a bit kinder to myself in terms of like the business as well. It's like it'll take time. Things take time to develop, and again, it's like the self-doubt creeps in again. You know, when you start, like I say to everybody in the group, I still get self-doubts about stuff I'm doing. If they're not good enough story again, am I good enough to be doing that? And are people actually listening to what I'm talking about? But that's caused by getting overwhelmed, and it can be, that can be because of burnout as well. You start having self-doubt. So it's just recognizing that and using a bit more self-kind. So, let's look at how the group's grown from it's only been 2 months, December to February, and we've got nearly 600 members in there. So it's like we've grown that, and it's like we've already done a lot of work, and things take time.
Yeah.
Just don't. Well, it does. Just hope people are listening to me. Only joking.
No, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm not talking a load of crap, Hey, I'm not talking a load of crap, lads. So solid advice. Yeah.
Things take on yourself now and again.
yeah, be a bit kinder.
No, that's it. Yeah. I think you look at the you look at the group now, and you talk about the engagement, and pointed on it. I think it was a couple of months ago, and you look at it now, and it's just swamped with people putting stuff on and how they're feeling, and other people are on there talking and helping them, and that's what you built. Do you know what I mean? You brought a community of people together, and that is what it's all about at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean?
Got the walk.
We are talking openly. Yeah.
Oh.
So the walk Sunday, which obviously we've had to change, which I discussed with you when I put on the group. It's just what it is. With weather. So there's little things like that bringing people together that it's really good. And, I get the self doubt, like I said to you, and like, I was leading the walk. I'm like, oh my god. So like you with the coaching side, putting yourself in them positions and situations a little bit outside your comfort zone, and
it's we are stepping outside your comfort zone. It's like I used to coach a lot of females a couple of years ago to last year, and then I've completely changed. First time I've actually just want to focus on men's mental health. So I still get the self-doubt that I'm again, are people going to use my services for my coaching? That still creeps in. And it's like you said, I've got the walking group starting, and I have no doubt that you'll do really well with that because of your experience with walking. And I can be we can talk to people on the walk. So I'm looking forward to it on Sunday, and it's new again. It's something new we're doing.
Exactly, and we'll take something from it, and we don't. The others that come along, get something out of it as well. So
it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Great little things like that. That'll make people's weekend looking forward to something, and rather than just feeling hopeless sometimes within themselves. It's somewhere you can go and talk to people. And it doesn't involve sitting in a pub or whatever. If you don't want to be around drink, it's a nice walk. Get your steps in and just let your hair down. Do you know what I mean? And have a bit of a laugh as well. That's what it's about at the end of the day. Having a laugh.
Which is something. Use me.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Use me while you've got me.
Yeah.
Right, mate. I think that we'll probably conclude at that. You're probably going to. I'll just like to round off with a little bit of what's your plans for the rest of the night.
Yeah, for the rest of the evening. So I've made some. I've started incorporating different, types of food into my diet, and I didn't usually have fish or stuff like that. So I've had a bit of salmon tonight, salmon bites. With, some grains. So so that'll be decent. So I've pre-made them, ready to go in the oven. Do a bit of that. Try to be healthy. And watch the football as well tonight. City Madrid, isn't it? So
Do the same.
We'll see what happens there. But yourself, what have you got?
Yeah, so well, I don't know. We haven't got any because again, this is another issue because we've only got the air fryer at the minute, and we're cooking we have to do everything in the lounge because the kitchen's not finished. Cooker's going in on Friday, finally. So I'm like, diet's been all over the shop for the last several weeks because we haven't had a kitchen. So it's been a bit of storing. We've not had a fridge for 3 or 4 weeks because the other one's been shut out. The new one sat in the lounge. Well, it's another.
Yeah.
Well, this is it. I usually eat pretty well. I have a good balanced diet. So tonight it'll be, I don't know, I'm gonna have to nip to the shop now, pick something up again, and then what I'll do now, I'll download this. I'll send it off to the group. I'm gonna pop it on the Instagram as well. Send an email out to everyone that's on the group, but obviously doesn't always see everything. So, and then finish that. Probably take me an hour. I'll nip to, well, if that, 30 minutes. I'll nip to the shop, grab something there, and then I'll watch the match and that. Go to bed after that. That's about it, mate.
Yeah. Not too bad. What I'll do is once you put the video on the group, I'll put a little brief description of Burnout and just like an image and a breakdown for people just to have a look at as well. Because I always find that there's a few good things on there that you could take from it.
Yeah,
so,
sounds good, mate. Sounds good. I'll do that.
That's
Cheers,
great.
Johnny.
Well,
same again next week.
Mate. I'll see you Sunday.
See you Sunday. Cheers, pal.
See you later.